All right, today we're cracking open a special file. Think of it as a hero's dossier, all about a one-of-a-kind dog breed that comes straight from the Arctic Circle. Okay, just picture this for a second. What if you could take a teddy bear, a wolf, and a loyal guardian, and somehow combine them into one perfect furry package? Well, that's kind of what we're digging into today. And all of our intel for this deep dive comes straight from the pros at the award-winning Dogzilla magazine. Seriously, these guys are the real deal. All their content is written and fact-checked by actual vets and certified trainers, so you know it's top-notch.
And this quote from their guide it really sets the scene perfectly. They say, "Meet the Finnish Lapphund dog breed, a friendly furry companion with a calm heart and a history under the Arctic sky." I mean, come on, that sounds like something out of a legend, right?
Okay, so let's dive right in. Chapter 1, an Arctic origin story. You know, every good hero has an origin story, and this one, well, it kicks off way up in the frozen north. So the first thing you gotta understand is their original job title, reindeer herder. And listen, this was not just some simple gig. We're talking about a true partnership. The indigenous Sami people developed these dogs to manage massive reindeer herds across some of the most brutal landscapes on Earth. So they had to be tough, they had to be crazy smart, and they had to be cooperative. Everything about the Lapphund today, it all goes back to this blueprint.
And when you look at their blueprint, it's pretty amazing how every single trait was basically a survival tool. That super thick double coat, you bet that was essential insulation. And their high intelligence, that wasn't for learning cute party tricks. Nope. It was for solving real life-or-death problems out on the tundra, all on their own. And that cooperative spirit, that devotion to their people, well, that was the absolute heart of their partnership with the Sami.
And yeah, they might look like giant, cuddly balls of fluff, but they pack a solid 33 to 53 pounds. The key thing to remember here is, do not mistake that fluff for fragility. This is a tough, sturdy dog, literally built for endurance.
All right, let's move on to Chapter 2. This is where we see how that tough Arctic worker becomes the calm and clever companion that people know and love today. This right here perfectly explains their whole social vibe. With new people, they can be a little reserved, kind of watchful. And that totally makes sense, right? It's a leftover trait from guarding the herd. But with their own family, oh, it's a completely different story. They form these super deep, unbreakable bonds. They literally become your shadow, a true Velcro dog that needs to be in on everything you're doing. Which, of course, brings up a really interesting question. What happens to that super strong herding instinct when there are, no reindeer in the backyard? How does that actually play out in a modern home?
Well, it comes out in these really charming little quirks. You might see them kind of circling the family out in the yard, or maybe giving a super gentle nip at your heels when you're playing. They're famous for watching over kids like a hawk. It's all just their way of keeping their flock, which is you, by the way, safe and all together. And it's important to note, it's a gentle thing, not aggressive at all.
Now, when we talk about training, this one phrase is absolutely everything. Sensitive to train. What this really means is that they're brilliant and they want to please you, but, and this is a big but, they do not respond well to harsh methods. Like, at all. They'll just shut down on you. So, positive reinforcement, lots of praise, that's the only way you're going to connect with this incredibly smart partner.
And that brings us to Chapter 3. So if the Lapphund is our hero, then this next part is your mission should you choose to accept it. These are the responsibilities of the sidekick.
Okay, mission objective number 1. You have to survive the fluff apocalypse. No joke. Twice a year, these dogs blow their coat, which is a nice way of saying they shed a lot. I mean, we're talking about an unbelievable epic amount of fur.
So, your grooming routine has to be on point. It's totally non-negotiable. It's really a 3-step mission. First, you've got to get an undercoat rake to pull out all that thick, woolly dead hair from underneath. That's the stuff that causes painful mats. Step 2, you'll use a slicker brush on the top coat to smooth everything out and keep those longer guard hairs healthy. And last but not least, always check those sneaky spots behind the ears and on the legs. That's where mats love to hide.
And check out their daily needs. Yeah, of course, exercise and mental stimulation are important, but look at that chart. What's the biggest piece of the pie by far? Companionship. 50%. These dogs were literally bred to be with their people 24/7. A lonely Lapphund is a really unhappy Lapphund. This is their number one need, period.
And of course, your sidekick mission includes all the routine stuff. Regular nail trims are so important, and not just for comfort. It affects their posture and joint health long term. And trust me, you've got to get into the habit of weekly ear checks and regular dental care. It's the only way to head off painful infections and some really serious health problems down the road. Okay, which brings us to the final chapter. And really, this is the most important question of all. Could you be their hero? This final verdict pretty much lays it all out on the table. So, you're a perfect match if you're a patient, home-oriented person who genuinely doesn't mind or maybe even enjoys grooming. If you want a furry shadow that lives for gentle, positive training, then heck yeah, this could be the dog for you. But you really need to reconsider if you've got a super busy, out-of-the-house lifestyle, if you can't stand dog hair, or if you're looking for an independent dog. Because let me tell you, they are the exact opposite of independent.
So there you have it. The dossier is open. You've officially met the hero. The only question left is for you. Are you ready to be the loyal sidekick that this amazing dog truly deserves?
And hey, for the full in-depth guide on the Lapphund and a ton more expert content on pretty much any dog topic you can think of, you've got to visit the source for today's entire explainer. That's the award-winning Dogzilla magazine. You can find them at dogzilla.com.